Shalom, Yashar Allah. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises to the Heavenly Father and the only begotten Son in their proper names, and the Holy Spirit of truth. Call Halayim La Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai Ba'Hashem Ha Rakah Kodash Ma Amath. This is Mazan Ban Yashar Allah coming out of the Lions Den camp of Yashar Allah, located here in Jacksonville, Florida. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. My elder, Ahirawan Ban Yashar Allah of this camp as well. Salutations to the Akim out there around the four corners of the earth, preaching this truth and sincerity, and also the men, women, and children that believe in spirit and in truth as well, man. The 1/3, the hopeful elect, man. Because what this little thing of ours is all about, man. You know, this is that narrow path that's like a tightrope that Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai made us to balance down, having those spiritual attributes, you know what I'm saying, all the way to the finish line, man. You know, and the doctrine is part of those spiritual attributes, man, having the breath. You know, because you can have the sinews, you can have everything, but you have to have that breath, man. You have to speak like Yahweh Shai Mashiach did, meaning you have to have that doctrine, man. You got to have the same words, not meaning you got to bring it out like he did, but there's only one way to bring out the truth, and there's only one. So that's what you must bring out, man. So with that being said, I'm going to do a quick lesson right here on this post right here. You know, that damn prideful devil Donald Trump, you know, which is the perfect face for America, man, because, hey, they pride is at an all-time high as a nation, man. You know, starting with the rulers of the nations, which is the so-called Caucasian race, which are the Edomites of the Bible, which is the devil that the Bible speaks of, you know, which are just naturally born, you know what I'm saying, prideful, where they got all the people that's in this country right along with them in the same spirit, man. Because you can talk to a so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American right now that's a diehard American. You know, they going to tell you, hey, can't no one do nothing to America. Can't no one bring America down. You know? So they falling after they father the devil. And that's the lust that they're going to do. And that's the things that they're going to speak. You know, just like the last lesson I did, I brought out, you know what I'm saying, the ones that believing in Yahweh Shai Mashiach is going to face persecution. But the wicked, they're going to get wickeder, and they're going to deceive and continue to be deceived. And they're going to get worse than that. So therefore, hey, we need to get deeper in the Lord, man. You know, we need to go harder for him. Because they're going to go harder for the lies. The rest of the nation, you know, the rest of the nations and 2/3 of our people. All right, this post reads, after a long night of talks mediated by the United States, I am pleased to announce that India and Pakistan have agreed to a full and immediate ceasefire. Congratulations to both countries on using common sense and great intelligence. Thank you. Your attention to this matter, Khan. So you see, like I say, the pride of these devils, man. Look at Donald Trump. He feel like the talks that America had with Pakistan and India is what made them come to their senses to stop ceasefire. You know, to cease ceasefire, Shalaki. But that's not the case, man. And we're going to go ahead and get some scriptures, man, because Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai was the one that put it in India, you know, the ruler of India and the ruler of Pakistan to cease fire for a time, man. You know, this is all part of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai's plan. And he said during the wars and rumors of wars, as it was stated in the book of St. Matthew chapter 24, you know, they was going to scream peace, peace, you know, and they was going to say, hey, no more war. Then bam, hey, that's when the big kaboom was going to happen, man. You know, and it's going to come as a woman giving childbirth, man. You know, it's going to come unexpectedly. And then when once it comes and once it starts to push out the womb, you know, that's destruction not gonna come back in, just like that baby is not gonna go back in that mother's womb, man. All right, let's get this first precept. We got a devil back here on the lawnmower screaming and hollering because he can hear what I'm saying. If you can hear me pausing and stuff, that's why you back here making all this dang noise. All right, this is Proverbs chapter 20 and verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? So man goings are of the Lord. So, you know what I'm saying, for Trump to think that he did something, or him or the United States words stop some major war, hey, that's not the case, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai put it in those rulers, as I was speaking on, hearts to, hey, cease fire for a time. Sit back, be patient. You know, y'all gonna get y'all chance. You know, and that's what they basically doing. These nations are tired of America's bullcrap, man. You know, they tired of the big bully, man. Because that's basically what America is, man. They go in and infiltrate whatever country that they go in, divide and conquer it, man. The same thing they did over here on these shores, man. Because these so-called Caucasians wasn't always here over here in this land, what they call Americas. We all know that story, man. We know it was people over here before they got here, you know, and we know Christopher Columbus ain't land over here what they call North America today. He land over there what they call South America today. You know, he didn't even discover over here in this land what they try to say he found, you know what I'm saying, this land. You know, but that goes to show you, man, hey, when they teaching us, man, what are they teaching us? Because the damn show ain't what we ought to know. You know, and that's how we know who is of the Lord. That's who's, because they are the ones that's going to teach us what we ought to know. You know, the things that's going to help us increase ourselves in the sights of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, so we can be fit for the kingdom, man. You know, we can have those spiritual attributes I spoke about earlier to balance on that tightrope to salvation, man. You know, those are the ones that we should look up to, man. You know, and the scriptures speak of those men. You know, the men of the Lord, you know, and the 1/3 women and children. And the men that's a part of that number that's going to believe, man. All right, let's get this last precept, and I'm going to end it with this one, man. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ratazah. This lesson was edifying and to serve a purpose for the hopeful elect, man, because that's who it's all about, man. And that's what we have to understand at the end of the day, what we just read, you know, Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? You know what I'm saying? So therefore, hey, these devils, they're being fucking demons because that's what they were designed to be, man. He designed the wicked for the day of evil to be punished. So they're going to be wicked until the day of evil. So they can be punished. You know what I'm saying? We know they got to expect the end. Just like he gave the hope for elect expect the end, man, and that's salvation. We just got to continue to fight and stand up, you know what I'm saying, for that. You know, and walk in that open door that he left us, man. You know, not shut it, because we the only ones that can shut that open door, man. And in Revelation chapter 3, I believe it's verse 15, you know, we the only ones that can shut that door, man. We can shut it ourselves. Can't no man do it. You know, no one else. The Lord ain't going to shut it because he the one that left it open. But he'll let you shut it. You can shut yourself out for getting salvation, man. That's why he say work on your own salvation with fear and trembling, man. Because, hey, it ain't good. You can't use no type of excuse why you fell short, man. You can't point no other man. You know what I'm saying? It's within you. All right. All right, it's going to be coming out of the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. We're going to get straight to the point. Verse 3. All right, this is First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then shall destruction come upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And that's what's going to happen, man. Hey, and that's basically what's happening now. And Trump talking about something, you know what I'm saying? Him in the United States then gave India and Pakistan's leaders the greatest talk and speech that they ever gave them. And now that they talking about they don't want to go to war no more. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's according to prophecies, man. And that's what Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai told the hopeful elect to do. Measure the times diligently within itself, man. You know, and we can see all these signs that he told us before, and we can clearly see and measure what times we are in. We don't know when the day of the Lord is going to happen, hey, but we can tell that we close by the prophecies, man. And we can clearly see it, hey, it's almost here, man. Hey, so it's time for us to get back, continue to run as we doing, man. Just run a little bit harder now, you know, because that finish line is getting there, man. It's coming up. You can kind of see it in sight now. You know, it's still a little distance, but we still have to run, man. We can't lighten up because we kind of seeing the finish line now. No, we got to run even harder, you know, because it's still a distance. And we got to make sure we make it there on time. You know, because that's when the Lord's going to show up on time. We ain't going to expect the day of the hour, but hey, trust me, it's going to be on time. So with that being said, I pray and hope that this lesson was edifying for the hopeful elect. Call Allah, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'Hashem Harakah Kodash Ma'amath. I want to give another double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. My elder Herawan Ban Yashar Allah as well of this count. And I want to say not double honors, but I want to say shalom to the hopeful elect, man. You know, because hey, this little thing of ours is all about, man. You know, and DTA, man. Shalom.